The Metropolitan Police are back. And don't be fooled into thinking I won't go a day without mentioning them for some disgraceful act or another. This time in another video, which shows a man being punched after 3 men, allegedly, were stopped by police over an alleged bike theft. Now I say allegedly 3 men because they say 3 men, but then they talk about 2 men. So it's a bit contradictory, but still. The incident is said to have happened close to Beacon Lane in Lewisham, South East London on Friday, July the 15th at around 11:15 AM. Witness Rochelle Henry, who lived nearby, filmed the incident from her house and said that an ambulance was called after the man allegedly passed out. Although I can't find any info to suggest whether he passed out or whether he was knocked out. And the video, which is said to be some 45 minutes long, has only been uploaded, as far as I can find, in an edited version which shows pretty much just the punching and the aftermath. Rochelle said that she thinks the attack was racially motivated because the boy the police punched was black. But again, due to just an edited version of the video being uploaded, it's impossible to say for sure. Rochelle said, "I believe it was racially motivated. The white boy didn't even get cuffed whilst they were beating the black boy." Now, Rochelle, if you want to send me the entire video to look at, we could potentially be able to work out if it was racially motivated and whether the lad who was attacked was giving police abuse or acting aggressively. After all, it is a possibility that police needed to restrain the black lad and therefore would not necessarily handcuff the other lad at the time due to dealing with the black lad. As I say, it's a possibility. And I'm not saying that is what happened, but without the full video, we cannot really say, and it really pisses me off when people don't upload the full video they take. The Metropolitan Police are said to have told My London that as the man was resisting arrest, the officers are legally allowed to restrain him and it was not unreasonable force. Rochelle said the police acted wrong and unreasonably. This was not reasonable force. This was a police officer taking advantage of his power and beating this young boy of 21 years. He has been traumatised by this. I wonder how she knows his age. Maybe they're friends and she's simply backing him up because she knows him. Again, without the full footage, it's impossible to say. She went on to say that the 2 men were potential suspects of bike theft and the black male was taken to the ground even after he told officers that the bike he had with him was his own. I have about 45 minutes of footage, start to the end, and these officers' behaviour was disgusting throughout. The boy actually passed out as a result of being punched 6 times by this officer. The officer even had his leg on his head or neck. The boy had done not a thing wrong. This is not going unnoticed. The Metropolitan Police say they have reviewed the evidence and no further action will be taken against them. A spokesperson for the Metropolitan Police said, "We are aware of video posted on social media showing part of an incident in which 2 men were stopped and searched by police officers in Beacon Lane, Lewisham on Friday, July the 15th. Officers were initially responding to information from the public about a bike being stolen and the 2 men were potential suspects. One of the men appeared unwell and an ambulance was called by officers as a precaution. Due to the expected wait time, the ambulance was later cancelled. The man appeared well when officers left the scene. Neither of the men who were stopped were arrested. The video has been reviewed by the Met's Directorate of Professional Standards along with footage from the officers' body-worn video cameras. They did not identify any misconduct. Complaint was received from a member of the public in relation to the incident." Now, I've said this so many times about how police use this reasonable force claim in order to justify beating people, even where there are more than one police and only one suspect. Surely their training in restraint should enable 2 well-trained police constables to restrain a single person without resorting to beating them. And the fact neither of the lads were arrested would indicate that the assault on him was unwarranted. The fact there are only snippets of this video that I can find and not the full video is of concern to me. Unless anyone else has seen this full video, then I would ask you to send me a link to it. But we are seeing it all too often that videos are edited and uploaded to show only the part that shows someone being beaten and not the interaction before that actually happens. And I'm not suggesting the beating is in any way okay, but we need to see what leads up to it. I will say that at the end of the video, the copper's little chat with the lads tells me at least that his arse was falling out a bit, and tried to justify his actions by telling the lad he should have simply complied with the police, by saying there wasn't any need for that interaction, was there? If he had just said to us, "Hello officer, this is my bike, this is my brother-in-law or my friend, I've just brought the bike round to the back of the flats to whatever it is you're doing, okay?" Also, I think there was a lack of duty of care for the lad. If he had passed out or if he had been knocked out, the police should have waited on the ambulance, even if the lad seemed okay. Concussion may not be evident right away, and the lad could have gone on to have a problem later, so there is a failure in their duty of care. For the sake of people understanding and knowing exactly what happened and people not trying to push a narrative, will people please upload the full bloody videos and not just these snippets?
Oh my god, I swear he's stepping on his head.
Why are you punching him? Why are you punching him? Why are you punching the boy for? I've got you on camera, you know, I'm recording you. You know what, I'm going downstairs. These people are disgusting.
Right. Listen.
The poor boy.
Listen, let me talk now.
That's my sister's boyfriend.
Let me talk.
He's got that on finance.
Listen.
That's a $4 bike, G.
Listen, I'm talking now. That's enough. Stop. I've had a report that someone is attempting to steal a motorcycle, okay?
Yeah, well,
at the back of this house, at the back of these premises, yeah?
Well,
I've walked round and my colleague is trying to obviously talk to this guy who's offering resistance, okay? So at this time,
because it's very hot, the NHS is really struggling at the moment with the heat. So,
But you punched the boy, so he might have injuries on his chest and his ribs. So
punching him in the arm.
I don't know. Oh, so you was punching him, but earlier on you said you wasn't.
As hard as I could.
Oh, so you was, and you do agree that you was punching him as hard as you could, yeah? And he was in cuffs, and you was punching him as hard as you could.
Get him in cuffs.
But you was punching him as hard as you could, yeah? As hard as you could. You dirty animal.
Okay, that's your
You
opinion.
dirty animal. You know what, this might take...
But Mark, there wasn't any need for that interaction, was there? Because if you just said to us, "Hello officer, this is my bike, this is my brother-in-law or my friend, I've just brought the bike round to the back of the flats to whatever it is you're doing," okay? So, I was wrong, wasn't I, in my assessment that you were stealing the bike? I accept that. Huh? I'm not being racist, my friend.
I agree it was a racist attack.
Okay, all right, well you
And I'm a witness, and I'll be making a statement.
Okay, you can have that opinion if you think it's a racist attack. The fact of the matter is, Mark, is that you were offering resistance. The gentleman over there wasn't offering any resistance, okay? So you can say it's a racist attack if you want. I'm white, you're black, okay? That is an evidence.
I don't mind a day in the Supreme Courts.
Pardon?
I said I don't mind a day in the Supreme Courts.
The Supreme Court. But Mark, there wasn't any need for